Today, if we look into our lives, there is so much going on at the same time. So much going on in our personal lives, in our professional lives, so much going on a physical level, on emotional level, psychological levels. And it all comes down to the mental state we are in or the mental state we have been. That turned Gautama into Gautama Buddha. That turned Nanak into Guru Nanak. That turned Shamacharan Lahiri into Lahiri Mahasaya ji. What happened? It is because these people chose consciously not to be part of the rat race. When you are part of this rat race, everyone around you, your family members, your professionals around you, everyone is holding a remote control of your life. They are dictating you how you should live their life. Namaste, friends. Today, if we look into our lives, there is so much going on at the same time. So much going on in our personal lives, in our professional lives, so much going on a physical level, on emotional level, psychological levels. And it all comes down to the mental state we are in or the mental state we have been in the past, the decisions we made in the past, the choices we made in the past, and the choices and the decisions we are having to make in the present time, and then the anxiety and hesitation, skepticism about the coming times. And when we look into the lives of spiritual people or the Siddhas, we talk of Guru Nanaks and the Buddhas and all that, somewhere they were also born in the material world, right? But something happened in their life that turned Gautama into Gautama Buddha, that turned Nanak into Guru Nanak, that turned Shamacharan Lahiri into Lahiri Mahasaya ji. What happened? It is because these people chose consciously not to be part of the rat race, not to be part of this inclusiveness of society, because they somehow contemplated at early stages or at some stage of their life that they are not there just to be part of whatever is going on outside. There has to be something more. There's bound to be some purpose of life. And the purpose cannot be just making the material wealth, the possessions, or creating relationship with the physical world. So they did their own research. They chose a different path. And for that, they had to initially cut off from the worldly chaos or worldly ecosystems that they were part of, just like everyone else in these times. And for that, they took the time and went out and did some research on the self, means contemplated on the self, contemplated on life. What is life? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of the life? What can be done to realize the self inside? What is self? All that kind of questions are called eternal queries. They took time to answer them from inside, or they sought these answers, and they found it. They found only when they took a time to consciously stay away from this rat race of this material world. And journey would not have been easy. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji left his household, he had a wife, he had 2 sons, and his father was a businessman, he had a shop. So you think when Nanak left all that, how world would have taken? The world would have called him an escaper. The world would have called him irresponsible or absconder, something in these lines. Similarly, when Siddhartha got married and the day his son was born, he was a son of a king. But when he saw the misery and pain and suffering in life, he didn't feel connect to the material world anymore. He wanted to know the truth, that what else is out there. So when his son was born, on the same day he left. He didn't even see the face of his son. Imagine the son of a king whose child is just born and he left. How would world have reacted to that? He would have been called by names or escaper, again an absconder, irresponsible, something on those lines once again. But Siddhartha, Nanak's, all these Buddhas, they did not waver. They did not pay attention to what world was saying, how world was trying to put guilt into them, how the world was trying to take them down by talking about them. But initially they might have felt something. Are they on the right path? Is that the way? But somewhere they heard their heart, the soul calling, the calling from the soul, and they follow it. They followed it. They went around. They meditated. They questioned the self. They questioned everyone around. They questioned the permanency of life. What is life? What is the permanency? Is it real or is it imaginary? And somewhere they found their answers. And then Siddhartha became the Gautam Buddha and Nanak became Guru Nanak. Now, if we connect those stories with the present world, and here you are also trying to achieve the same thing, the peace of mind, the stillness, the focused mind, the calm mind. And for that, if you have come to a conclusion that, okay, I have to spend some time with myself, and at that moment, people are going to ask questions. They are going to throw stones at you through their words, through their actions, through their thoughts. They will try to put you in the guilt and all that. All they are trying to do is trying to find the way to pull you back. Every time you try to do something different from the society, the whole ecosystem, the energy balance of that household, of that community, of that household gets disturbed. And no one wants to get disturbed because it questions their comfort system, their comfort zone. So they are going to pull you down. They are going to insult you. They are going to abuse you physically, verbally, through manipulations. And many of people, they get shaken by all that and they become part of the same society again, never to escape again, never to get out of that ecosystem. But those who pay attention to their own life, to their own well-being, mental well-being, health, they choose to take time to sit with themselves, to contemplate on life, because somewhere they have found or they have come to a conclusion that there has to be something more. These people, when they meditate or when they detach themselves, people start calling them escapers. People start calling them names. People start putting them down. People start taking their self-worth away by all means available to them. But if someone is sitting peacefully, doesn't mean that that person is escaping from responsibilities. These Buddhas and Nanaks, they came back after their enlightenment and they became even more active because they wanted to guide other human beings, and not just their 3-4 members of the family, but hundreds and millions of people around the globe. But the journey was not easy. So if you are sitting peacefully, all you are trying to do is calm your mind. And that is very, very important. Or let us say that you are sitting in the effort of rejuvenating your soul, strengthening your core strengths, strengthening your core, who you are, what are you about. And by doing that, you are realizing your inner powers within. The strength of your boundaries becomes even stronger. No one can break those boundaries. You start respecting yourself. You start respecting who you are. And in that way, you're becoming more and more humble. but at the same time more and more powerful, because by doing this, you are taking your life's remote control back in your hands from other people's hands. Initially, when you are part of this rat race, everyone around you, your family members, your professionals around you, your colleagues, everyone is holding a remote control of your life. They are dictating you how you should live their life. But at the end of the day, by following everyone around, by trying to make everyone happy, all you have got was sadness, loneliness, and grief, and all that comes with it. It's a part of that package. But you were never able to succeed making everyone happy around you. Somewhere they always had a reason to complain about you. But now you are taking time for yourself that, okay, I don't give a damn to what everyone is saying. My well-being, my life is more important than anyone else, with self-love and compassion. And you choose to stay still, you choose to self-inquire. And somewhere you are trying to find that inner stillness within you. The more still you are from inside, the more powerful you become. Your mind power becomes much more stronger. Your willpower increases many folds. Your decision powers increases many folds. Your hunch, your sixth sense reaches to many strength, many levels. So when people say you are escaping from it, you are running away from your responsibilities, if you pay attention, they are going to pull you down again. But if you pay attention to who you are, if you respect yourself, if you know that there is something more than earning the material richness out there, then you are not going to pay attention. Initially, you might feel lonely. You will lose many friends around you. You are going to have a difficult relationship with your family. But it is okay. It is okay to walk the path to discover who you are. So if someone is sitting, it doesn't mean the person is escaping. The person is taking a pause to understand the purpose of the life, because somewhere there is an enormous infiniteness that is hidden within us, needs to be unlocked. And it will not happen by fetching the information from outside. The outside world, the YouTubes, the Googles, the social medias, all the books and everything can make you smart and clever and intelligent, but it will not make you the wise person. The wisdom will come from inside only. That information can only make you more deluded. Like many of so-called scholars and all that, they read the books and they start portraying how intelligent, how knowledgeable they are. They're not wise. They are like that spoon in the desert. The spoon has all the access to the dessert and can move the dessert, but spoon cannot taste it. And on that path, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said a very beautiful line, Jis chakhya tis paya swad. That the one who tasted knows the taste. So in order to live your life purposefully and to be at peace with yourself at any given time, to accept the life as it is coming to you, you really have to take time to take the dip within. And that is when you will find that life is much larger. The inner richness is beyond any imagination. The material richness can increase or decrease. But once you make a connection with your inner richness, it cannot diminish. It increases. It adds to the credit of your soul growth. So friends, if someone is going, and you don't say the person is escaping. Of course, there are examples, people want to escape because there's too much they can't handle. The mind is very chaotic inside. The situations are very chaotic. The person is feeling very, very overwhelmed and losing the sense of belongingness. These people, they get emotionally absent deliberately to avoid any trauma in their mental state. So that escapism is escapism. Once the person who honors themselves and taking a pause from the material world, from the dynamics around that person is going inside, that person is reaching to the depths of inner stillness. And those are the people who people think become dangerous to others. Because then once they realize their inner powers, the world cannot dictate them. The world cannot control them. And these are the people who are going to lead many others by setting an examples. Jesus Christ had to lose his life. People couldn't understand him. He was crucified. People threw stones at Guru Nanak. People abused Buddha. They did not stop because they knew that whatever is happening is a reflection of people's own limited ideas about life and idealism. And later on, the world realized that how wrong they were. So know your worth, self-worth, self-esteem. Life is much more than earning the material richness. You are here to get connected with the inner world. That is vast, that is infinite. And that is where you will realize your inner powers, the strengths, the power inside you. And that cannot be taken away. So please, friends, my suggestion to you or advice to you is, yes, you are living in the corporate life, in the busy world, it is okay. But please, whenever you get time, out of 24 hours, have 1 hour, 2 hours, cut off from the outer world. Pay attention to your inner world. And that's where you will find the inner richness, your truth. Hari Om.